Some places are meant to be left alone, shrouded in snow and secrets. Are you brave enough to confront the echoes of a forgotten nightmare? Prepare your ears and steel your nerves for a tale where the chill goes deeper than the frost. Whispers of the Snowbound Bunker coming soon. Welcome to our spine-chilling video channel, where you'll encounter tales so terrifying they'll make your skin crawl. Prepare yourself for a journey into the darkest corners of the supernatural and the unexplained. These are stories that will leave you questioning reality itself, and whether you can believe it or not, each one of them is rooted in chilling, real-life experiences. So, gather your courage, turn off the lights, and get ready for a descent into the unknown, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs. Welcome to a world where the unimaginable becomes hauntingly real. Episode 3. Today's our story is Whispers of the Snowbound Bunker. It was supposed to be a simple drive. I'd done it 100 times. The road, the trees, the signs, they were all my old friends. But that day, the snow fell heavy, like a curtain closing on an act in a play. The sky got dark, and the air got cold, real cold. My car, she was old but trusty. Until that day. In the middle of nowhere, she coughed and sputtered like she was sick, and then she just stopped. The engine went quiet. I tried to start her up again, but she was done. No lights, no heat, nothing. I wrapped my coat tighter. My breath turned into clouds, and my hands were shaking. No cars came by, no help was coming. My phone. That is the car. I was alone, just me and the snow. That's when I knew I had to move. I had to find some place warm or I'd freeze right there in my seat. So, I stepped out into the snow, and the cold bit at me like a pack of hungry dogs. I walked, my feet crunching in the snow, and prayed I'd find somewhere to stay, just until the storm passed. I walked until my feet felt numb, until I couldn't feel my nose. And then, when I thought I couldn't take another step, I saw it. A door. It was just there, part of a hill almost, like it was trying to hide. But it was a door all right, and it was open. Inside, the wind couldn't reach me. But the silence of that place, it was heavy, like a blanket too big and too thick. It was the kind of quiet that makes your ears ring loud. I called out, "Hello?" My voice sounded small and scared. No one answered. That's when I realized I wasn't just out of the storm. I was somewhere else entirely. Somewhere strange. I didn't know it then, but that bunker was going to be a lot more than just a place to get warm. It was the start of my nightmare. After stepping inside, I waited for my eyes to get used to the dark. The light from outside didn't reach far into the bunker. It was like the darkness was too thick, eating up the light. The door swung lightly on its hinges, as if it was thinking about closing but hadn't made up its mind yet. I didn't want it to shut. Not all the way. If it did, I'd be trapped in the dark, and the thought alone made my skin crawl. The cold from outside followed me in, but it was different here. It wasn't the biting cold of the wind. It was a deep, still cold that made you feel like nothing warm had ever touched this place. I called out again, "Is anyone here?" The words bounced off the walls and came back to me empty. There was no one. Just me in the quiet and the dark. I moved further in, my hands out in front of me, feeling the air for walls or anything, really. My fingers brushed against something cold, metal. A switch. I flicked it, and to my surprise, lights flickered on. They were dim, barely enough to see by, but it was better than nothing. The bunker stretched out like a maze. Doors lined the halls, some open, some shut. I didn't want to think about what was behind those doors. I just needed a safe spot to rest and figure out what to do next. As I walked, I spotted signs of life. A raggedy blanket here, a can there. Someone had been here before me. Or maybe something. That thought sent shivers down my spine. Finally, I found a room that felt right. It was small, with a bed, a desk, and shelves of canned food. Someone had set this place up for staying a while. The bed had a dusty blanket, but it looked inviting enough. I closed the door not all the way, just in case, and settled in. I was safe for now. But I couldn't shake off the feeling that I wasn't supposed to be here. This place, it wasn't just abandoned. It was waiting. And in the bunker's uneasy silence, I found myself listening hard, as if expecting an answer to a question I hadn't asked. But nothing came. Not yet, anyway. The bunker felt like it went on forever. The halls stretched out like long, cold fingers. I walked down them, listening to the echo of my own footsteps. But then, something else crept into my hearing. It was faint, so faint I thought maybe I made it up. A scratching sound, soft but there, following me. I stopped. The scratching stopped. I took a step, and there it was again. My heart beat hard, like it was trying to warn me. I wasn't alone in this bunker. I tried to tell myself it was just rats. Rats would be fine, right? Just little creatures looking for crumbs. But this sound wasn't right for rats. It was too deliberate, too careful. It was like whatever made the sound knew I was listening. I turned around, trying to catch it, but there was nothing. Just the empty hall and the dim light. I moved faster, trying to outrun the sound. It didn't work. The scratching seemed to get closer, no matter how fast I walked. I told myself I was being silly. I was scared of the dark, that's all. Scared of being alone. I found another room, almost like the one I'd left. I stepped inside and shut the door. This one creaked on its hinges, like it was tired. I leaned against it, listening. The scratching had stopped, but something else had taken its place. A whispering sound, too low to make out words. It was like the bunker was talking to itself. I pushed a heavy chair against the door, just to feel a bit safer. It was silly, but it helped. I found an old flashlight and some batteries. The light it gave was weak, but it was better than the sickly yellow of the bunker lights. I decided to explore the room. It was like the last one, but had more stuff. Someone had lived here, it seemed like. There were books, cans of food, even a little radio. It was all coated with dust, untouched for a long time. I tried the radio. Just static at first. Then a voice cut through, so sudden I nearly dropped the thing. It was a man's voice, scratchy and faint. "If you hear this, run," it said. Then it was just static again. I clicked the radio off. My hands were shaking. The whispering behind the door seemed louder now, almost eager. I turned off the flashlight and sat in the dark, holding my breath, listening to the whispers, wondering if they were trying to tell me something or just waiting for me to understand. I didn't want to understand. I just wanted to be anywhere but here. I tried to make the room mine, to push away the fear. The whispers behind the door grew quiet, like they knew I was listening. In this weird place, I had to rest, had to make a plan. The bed was there, dusty but still standing. The food on the shelves was old but looked okay. I opened a can. The sound of the metal cracking seemed too loud. The silence was a heavy blanket. Eating helped a little, made me feel normal for a minute. I checked the door again, the chair still against it. Safe, I hoped. I found a dusty blanket and wrapped it around my shoulders. The chill in the bunker was deep, got into your bones. I needed to rest, even for a little while. The bed creaked as I sat down, the sound strange in the quiet. Before lying down, I checked the flashlight. The light was weak, but it was comfort. I laid it next to me on the bed, within easy reach. I didn't want to sleep in the dark. The bed wasn't comfortable, but it was better than the floor. I lay down, pulling the blanket tight. The dark pressed against my eyelids, but I was too tired to keep them open. Sleep found me quickly, but it was a light sleep. I heard things in my dreams, whispers, scratching. I told myself it was just dreams, nothing more. But as I slept, the door moved. Just a little. The chair I'd put there shifted. I was sure I'd put it tight against the door, but now there was a gap. The door was open a crack, just enough for me to see the dark outside. I woke up with a start. The flashlight was on the floor, its light pointing at the door. My heart was racing. I picked up the flashlight, its beam shaky in my hand. I got up, went to the door, and pushed the chair back against it. The whispers were there, waiting for me. I couldn't see anything through the gap, just darkness. But it felt like something was looking back at me. I stepped back from the door, my back against the cold wall. I needed to leave this room, this bunker. But not in the dark, not with the whispers and the scratching. I had to wait for daylight. I had to survive the night. The dark was full, like it had a weight. My eyes were open, but they might as well have been closed. I tried the flashlight, but it only flickered. Dead? I felt around for batteries but found none. It was just me in the dark now. I sat on the bed, trying to be quiet, but my breath sounded loud. Every little noise made me jump. The room felt smaller, like the walls were inching closer. I wrapped the blanket tighter, but it didn't stop the cold. Then the quiet broke. A soft thud, like something had touched the door. I held my breath, listening. Nothing. I let out my breath. Another thud. My heart was a drum in my chest. Something was out there. I thought of shouting, telling whatever it was to go away. But my voice was a scared whisper stuck in my throat. The thud came again, louder, then scratching, like before. It was searching for a way in. I got up, my legs weak. I moved without thinking, pushing anything I could find against the door. A table, a chair, a shelf. The noises stopped. Maybe it was scared of me too. I backed away, stumbled over something. I fell, my hand landing on something soft and cold. Fur. I yanked my hand back, but it was too late. The touch had burned itself into my mind. Something with fur was here with me. I scrambled up, my hands searching for something, anything, to defend myself with. My fingers closed around a heavy book. I clutched it, standing in the dark, waiting for the thing to come. But nothing happened. The room was silent again. Had I imagined the fur? My mind was playing tricks, I told myself. It had to be. I found the corner of the room, the farthest I could get from the door. I sat down, pulling my knees up. I didn't sleep anymore. I just waited for morning, for light, for something to chase away the dark and whatever was hiding in it. The first light of morning didn't come. I was waiting, but the dark stayed. It wasn't right. Outside, the world had to wake up, but not here. Time was lost in this place. I couldn't stay in that corner forever. I had to move to try to get out. The dark felt alive, watching me. I got up, my legs stiff. The book was still in my hand, my fingers tight around it. I moved slowly, my steps careful. I tried to remember the way back to the long halls, back to the exit. Every step felt like I was walking deeper into something bad. I wanted to run, but the dark was too thick. I heard it then, the whispers. They were back. Behind me, around me, maybe even in front of me. I couldn't tell. They were saying things I couldn't understand. It was like they were talking to me, but not for me. I started to run. The whispers grew into a voice, just one. It was a hiss that sounded like words. Stay, it said, or maybe die. I didn't wait to find out. I don't know how long I've been running. The halls twist and turn, and the dark never ends. My breath is loud, and my heart is too. The voice is always behind me, a breath on my neck. It's chasing me, or I'm running in circles to it. I'm writing this down so someone knows. I'm not crazy. This is happening. The thing is real. If you're here and it's still dark, and you hear whispers, don't wait. Run. Just run. I'm hiding now. I found a spot, a little room, its door off the hinges. I squeezed inside. It's tight, but the whispers are softer here, muffled. My hands shake as I write this. My breath is a ghost in the still air. The thing, it's waiting. It knows I'm here. It's clever, smarter than any animal should be. The whispers have stopped, but that's worse. Silence isn't good. It means it's listening too. This might be my last message. I don't think I can go on much more. I'm tired, so tired. My legs are numb, and my thoughts are slow. It's cold, the kind of cold that makes you sleepy. I'm trying not to close my eyes. If you find this and it's dark, and you hear whispers, don't be brave, don't be curious. Just run. Get out. Tell the world to seal this place off, to forget it. I've got one last chance. The whispers are getting louder again. It's moving, searching for me. I'm going to try to escape. I'm going to run and not look back. I have to find the light, the exit. I just have to get past it. If you're reading this and I'm not around, and it's quiet to quiet, then I didn't make it. I'm sorry. This bunker, it's a trap. And that thing, it's the jailer. I'm leaving this note right here in the open. A warning or a goodbye. I don't know. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it. The room is cold, colder than before. I know it's time to move. The whispers are close, too close. It feels like they're right outside the door. I can't stay here. It's now or never. I stand up, my legs are shaking. I don't feel them. They're like ice, but I tell them to move. I peek out. The hallway is empty, or it seems empty. The dark is tricky. It hides things. I step out quiet like a shadow. I don't want to make a sound. But the bunker is old. The floor creaks under me. I freeze. The whispers stop. It's out there. It heard me. I want to run, but I don't. I walk slow, counting my steps. 1, 2, 3. Breathe. 1, 2, 3. Breathe. The exit has to be close. I remember the way, I think. The whispers start again. They're angry. I've made it mad. It's a game, and I'm losing. I start to run. I can't help it. The whispers turn to screams. It's a storm in my ears. The exit is there. I see it. A light, small and far, but it's real. I push harder. My legs hurt. They're screaming like the whispers. I'm almost there. Almost. I reach the door. I throw it open. Light floods in. I'm out. The world spins. I fall. I hit the ground. I look back. The bunker is quiet. The door is just a door. There's no whisper, no scream. Just the wind. It's over. I made it. I don't know how long I lie there. But when I get up, the world is bright. It's so bright. I walk away. I don't look back. The bunker is behind me. It's just a quiet place hiding in the snow. And I'm here telling you this story. If you ever find a bunker or any place too quiet, remember this story. Be careful. Listen. And if you hear whispers, don't wait to see what's next. Just run. Now I'm far from that bunker, but sometimes when it's quiet, I hear a whisper. I tell myself it's just the wind or a memory playing tricks. But deep down, I know it's more. It's a reminder. The bunker sits there still, hidden by snow and time. It's like nothing happened. Like I was never there. But I was. I'll always carry that with me. The whispers, the cold, the fear. I don't know if it was a ghost, a creature, or something else. Maybe it was the bunker itself, alive in a way things aren't supposed to be. Waiting. Always waiting. So, this is my last message, my warning to the world. If you find a place too silent, where the air feels heavy and the shadows dance, don't go in. And if you do, if curiosity wins, remember the rules. Be silent. Be quick. And if you hear whispers, run. Run fast and don't look back. Because some places, like that quiet bunker in the snow, they're not just places. They're a test. A trap for the brave and the foolish. As for me, I got lucky. I'm one of the few that can tell a tale like this. So, I'm telling it. To warn you. To keep you safe. Remember the whispers. Remember my story. Stay away from the quiet places that call to you. Because they might not let you leave, not with your life or your sanity. In the bunker, it's still there. Quiet. Waiting. Always waiting for the next person to ignore the warnings and open that door. Stay safe. Stay out of the quiet places. Goodbye. Thank you, dear listeners, for joining us on Red Penguin Stories. It's been an incredible journey, one that may seem unbelievable, yet every tale comes from a kernel of truth. If you're captivated and curious for more, please support us. Subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your engagement keeps these extraordinary stories alive. Thank you for believing in the magic of storytelling. Stay tuned for more adventures.